Hey, Joe, Rowan from Silver Tiger Media. How are you?
Wonderful, Rowan. How you doing, man?
Very good, thank you. It's such a thrill to speak with you. Thanks so much for your time.
No, likewise, man. It's no problem. I'm excited to be doing Australian press. It means we're actually getting over there finally.
Absolutely. Now, your previous works are so difficult to better, but Into the Wildlife is an astoundingly sensational album. Everything Halestorm produces is absolute gold.
Oh, stop. Thank you.
Now, Joe, you personally joined Halestorm back in 2003. Did you know Lizzie and RJ beforehand?
I did not. I answered an ad in the paper. I just moved to Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, up into the city. I kind of quit college. I had like 2 semesters left, and I was like, oh, this is stupid. And it was a waste of money. It was the first week I moved into Philly. They had an ad in the local paper, and they didn't even say who they were. I had not heard of them. I just kind of went to this audition and just ended up jamming with Lizzie and her brother in this studio room, and I was like, wow, her voice is awesome.
Absolutely, yeah.
And it is, and it was, and it kind of blew me away, and I guess I played a few of the right notes because they asked me to come play with them some more, and I had nothing else going on. I was planning on going up there and starting a band anyway, so I was like, well, I can play with these guys and work on my thing, and we just started getting really busy, really fast.
The rest is history, so they say.
So far, yeah.
Look, that was back when Lizzie and RJ's dad, Roger, was playing bass. Obviously, we're talking a very supportive dad.
Yeah, you know, he must have just stopped playing bass.
Right.
Or it was like a year before that, because he didn't actually play when I was in there. I ended up actually bringing my friend up to Philadelphia to play bass, a good buddy of mine. He only stayed in the band 6 months because he was interested in other styles of music, you know, which is cool. It wasn't a bad thing. But he's actually awesome. You probably heard of his band. He's in a band called The War on Drugs.
Yes, indeed, I have.
We just saw him at a festival. Yeah.
Brilliant stuff. Well, look, it's probably a good thing because I can't see Roger being too happy listening to Lizzie play Mrs. Hyde or Dirty Work.
Right? Yeah, and that was, I mean, the kid, yeah, and it'd be kind of awkward to have us up on stage and then there'd be an old guy standing there playing bass, and maybe it'd be a little weird for everybody. No, not really. He's awesome, and he's a good sport about everything.
Magnificent work. Now, rock is dead, according to Gene Simmons. Obviously, he's never been to a Halestorm show. How do you keep coming up with such awesome material and surprising us with each album?
I don't know, man. We just chase what excites us. That is our whole motto with the music we create and play. Is it exciting? Does this make us? Can we not wait to do this? And if it sounds good to us, and we just go for it, and hopefully other people like it, you know.
And obviously a successful blend, no two ways about it. Now, there's a distinct feel of maturity to Into the Wildlife. Was the album, in fact, a deliberate musical progression for the band?
Yeah, I mean, kind of. We knew we wanted to do something different from the first 2 records, and we were meeting with new producers. And we met Jay Joyce, and it's actually kind of funny. We're like, Jay, hi, good to meet you. He's like, so what do you want to do with this record? What's your idea? And we were just saying, well, we want to play good songs, obviously, but we want to capture this. We felt there was like a void between what we do live, because we're primarily a live band.
Sure.
We just constantly play, and we felt there was a void between our live show and the energy there and what was on the last 2 records. Not to slag those records or Howard Benson, the producer, or anything. We learned a lot recording with them, and we're really proud of them. But we just wanted to see. We're like, do you think we can get this energy and bridge the gap between the live show and the record without making a live record? That's not the idea. But get that spontaneity, that energy. Why don't you guys just play it live before you guys stand together?
Oh, brilliant.
Duh. It's literally that simple, but it's also that hard, too, because you can't just you know, you don't want it to sound like a live record. We got to nail it. And some songs we got in the first take, and some took like 40 or 50 takes. But the record was really about the performance, and you know, they held us to that with Lizzie singing vocals. She wasn't allowed to be like, oh, can I just cut in that one line? So like, no, you got to start from the beginning and nail this take, you know. And all right, let's do it.
Brilliant stuff. And obviously you've invested in your strength. You're a very, very hard-working touring band and always have been.
Yeah, it's what we love to do. There's nothing like a rock and roll show. I always say if they made a drug that was like a pill or something that gave you the same feeling of playing a rock show and that same high of interacting and exchanging energy with an audience, then I guarantee it would be illegal in most countries. It's too much fun. It's addicting.
Oh, Jim, we're so thrilled that you're coming out. Now, mate, I have to ask you, how did it feel to be asked to contribute to the Ronnie James Dio tribute album with your awesome cover of Straight Through the Heart?
Oh, thank you. It was awesome. We were actually covering that anyway because we were making our second cover EP, and that song was on our list. And then Wendy Dio called while we were in the studio recording that, and she was like, hey, we're putting together this CD, the Stand Up and Shout Foundation, their cancer fund, and we're like, well, we're doing Straight Through the Heart. Cool. She's like, awesome. And it just worked out, so we just passed the song on to her, and it was kind of meant to be, I think.
Oh, I think so. Brilliant stuff. And now, look, I can't tell you how thrilled, excited, and extremely thankful we are that you're coming to see us in December. I've actually got Australia's foremost Hailstorm fan under my own roof, so we can't wait to meet you.
That is awesome. How cool. Man, we've been dying to get down there. So who is Australia's foremost fan under your roof? I would like to. Who is it?
Her name is Teresa.
Awesome. Tell Teresa I say hi. And can't wait to see you guys. We've been dying to get down there. Like just dying, and finally it's happening. And it gets to be a headline tour also. So you know what? I'm excited. It's been, like I said, it's been on my bucket list of places to go in the world, and we just can't wait.
Wonderful, obviously, and we hope that you are feeling the love from here. I mean, you've got a lot of fans waiting for you.
I think so. You know, we talk to people on Twitter and social networks most days, and there's a lot more Australia people showing up these days. It's neat.
Fantastic. And look, what can we expect from the show besides your own killer riffs? A mix of the entire Hailstorm catalogue, or concentrating on Into the Wildlife?
You know, we make up our set list the day of the show, and we try to switch it up every day. So it'll be a little something different every day. But you know, it'll probably be Into the Wildlife heavy, I'd say. We're really proud of those songs and still excited about them, and really like playing them out. And we usually throw in a cover or two or three or whatever we feel like doing that day. So it'll be interesting. I'm excited for that tour. That'll be the first kind of headline run we have after we finish this Evening with Hailstorm tour here in America. And we start that like next week, and it's just going to be 2+ hours of us playing, kind of winging it every night, learning new songs during the day and playing them that night, or learning old ones and playing them for the first time in a decade or something. So it'll be interesting to see how this coming U.S. tour kind of changes us and how we run a set, you know, for like a regular headline set with opening bands and stuff. I'm curious to see how that goes. You know, it'll be fun.
Well, you had to say that, didn't you? Because now my wife will be having us travelling all over the country following you to catch every different show.
There's nothing wrong with that.
No, nothing at all. It'll be brilliant. I'll save up now. Look, I've got to ask you, just between you, me, and the rest of the world, you would expect a little bit of sibling rivalry between Lizzie and RJ? Is there the odd blue here and there, the odd fight?
You know, they don't fight. Where they get it out, I think, is on stage, and which is funny because when you see RJ, I mean, you've never seen a drummer, anybody play drums like him before in your life. It's hilarious and it's awesome. And I think the rivalry is on stage because Lizzie's up there in a short skirt singing her ass off like you've never heard anyone do it. She's got this amazing presence when she's on stage. The way she looks at a crowd and the way she just owns it is really, it's really cool. I have a lot of fun when I get to see her sing with like other bands or something. Watch her own it, you know. It's like, yeah, girl, get it, you know. And so everyone's looking at her. And what's amazing is when I've seen it in front of us in the crowd when Lizzie's in the way of RJ doing things, antics in the back. You can have the most beautiful girl in rock, best singer in a short skirt and high heels, and an awesome Gibson Explorer, and she's in the way of the guy behind her brother in the back who's jumping off his drum kit, you know, doing whatever it is he's doing. And so I think they have like an attention rivalry on stage, and it's pretty funny. It's awesome, actually. It's a healthy way to go about it, I think.
Most certainly. And look, luckily we've got that show from Atlanta on DVD, so we can watch that all the time in preparation for your Australian tour.
Right on. That's awesome.
And I meant that question with absolute respect to Lizzie, because I've no doubt she would kick my ass if she felt the need.
No, she's a sweetheart. She is. When you meet her in Australia, she's one of the nicest people in the world. It's awesome.
Look, I've got to ask you, you've played some killer shows on enormous tours, being so hard-working. Do you have a personal favourite show or ones that stands out for you personally as being of huge significance?
Oh, man. There's been some doozies. Trying to think. That's a good question. I mean, we just had such a great we had two great shows in England last week or the week before. The first ever evening with shows. We did like 2+ hours, and the Liverpool one in particular was a lot of fun for me personally. We started out with an acoustic set, did Into the Wildlife front to back, and then did a set of all the singles from the other records, and finished out, instead of doing an encore, we just played Hard Day's Night. We're in Liverpool, and you got to do that.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that would have gone
beautiful. It was just fun, you know. It was just a lot of fun, and that was a good one. And we've had some really great festival appearances in the past. I remember Download in 2012 in England was, it was just a massive crowd, kind of a cold, rainy day. People showed up to see us, which was awesome, and it just blew our mind. Man, there's been so many. We had an amazing show in Denver in the spring tour. We finally got the headline at the Fillmore, the Denver Fillmore, which is one of the most beautiful venues in the country. Yeah. And it's awesome chandeliers hanging down, and it was a sold-out show. It was just really, really cool. We had a great time with that one. I don't know. There's been so many. We're so lucky, you know.
Yeah, it's such a big question when you do tour so much. A very difficult one. Sorry to spring that one on you.
Oh, no worries.
Look, I realise you're pressed for time, and I could speak to you literally for days, but realise you have a schedule. Congratulations again on the magnificent Into the Wildlife, and thank you so much for coming out to see us in December.
Oh, no, man, thank you. Like, it's support from press like you guys and the awesome fans in Australia is the only reason we can get there. And we've always wanted to come, and it's finally our time. So I can't wait.
Wonderful indeed. Look, a huge thrill to speak with you, Joe, and thank you so much for your time today.
No, thank you. I appreciate you taking the time and even being interested in talking with us. That still blows my mind. So.
Oh, wonderful. And look, you've got to please take care so you get yourselves here safely.
Thank you. We will. We'll do our best anyway. Not too
wonderful.
Much fun, just enough.
Thanks, Joe. Say good day to all the guys for us.
Will do.
We'll see you.
Have a good one.
Thank you, my friend.
Wonderful. Thanks.
Bye-bye.